A good, great morning, guys. It's late now. Such is life. And this is what your hosts look like when they're hangover. No games. So I put up there. Everybody's coming together. Last night I went to a brunch. The brunch, the thing where there's something. All the dignitaries were there. The ambassador. Everybody was there. American ambassador, UK ambassador, and these kind of things. It's a brunch, cocktail they call it, right? So everybody was on the ground and fair. So I listened to Mia Motley last night. I listened to our president. I'm listening to these people, and I know Mia Motley is coming from her heart in terms of her being honest about where she wants to go, but everybody looking for what best they could do for the country. Yes, sir. Everybody flying and coming because Guyana is it. If you didn't know Guyana is it, well, now you know. Guyana is it. You see these people flying coming in? You see anybody had time with me before? The Brazilian president was, everybody coming here because Guyana is it. Do you realize that Guyana is it? And you could call me this morning on 622-7740. So I went to this what? Y'all see the joke in yeah, see the joke. This is West Stabrook News. Oh, Jesus. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I love this. I'm going to post it up on the page right away. Hold on. Dancing, just send this to me. That's beautiful. Oh, lady. Yeah. So, everybody smell oil. Them a come to Guyana. I meet some guy says he's a venture capitalist. Young banner, he's from Dubai. I meet people from Dubai last night. Everybody. I said, when I go around, I said, what means the only punkanani in here? Everybody. You ever see them? No. Here was my worry. It's fair for the world to come where opportunity is. It would be a travesty for the world to be coming where opportunity is and Guyanese miss the opportunities. So when you follow me like Tic Tac Glenn, who got you looking up in the sky and expecting you will see I drop in and somebody come and give you some 5,000 in your hand, you're going to miss the train. Because as we speak, there's an oil, and who you believe there's an oil conference. People who are looking for, you can't say they're opportunists. People who are looking for opportunities. People who are looking to capitalize on what is there or what Guyana has to offer. Now, I have met I met venture capitalists from Dubai last night. Young man, when I said, what? That what? A waiters do. Huh? If y'all don't realize that the opportunities are endless. And what has to happen is we have to have the first opportunities. Mia Motley, I'm going to post the speech. Gave a speech last night. Right? I recorded, then the president gave a speech. Powerful speeches. But in listening to Mia Motley's speech, she realized that Barbados played Guyanese an unfair hand in the past. How do we rectify that? We get played an unfair hand. I talked to somebody this morning, the person said, marketing no order, people still got the vexation because of how they were treated. Not everybody was treated like that, because Vic Finance is going to tell you, many Guyanese have done well for themselves in Barbados. But many Guyanese have been treated with an unfair hand. Those are the kind of things I want to hear about, how there's going to be rectified. I know we're going forward, but we're not going forward to be put on a side bench in Barbados anymore. The time for that is done. You understand? Me taking a side bench, and they didn't put me on a side bench, but while I was going to see a Guyanese man that tell you, come aside, go to the wall. A lot of Barbadians might have ideas or preconceived notion about Guyanese. But now, you gotta get it right, because we got aisle. And what Guyanese have to make sure they do is just like how when you would have achieved or attained a certain level because of your educational, because of the education that you would have acquired, or because of financial status, you don't allow nobody to push the hand in your face. This is how we must be seen by other countries. Trinidad, for one, I go into Trinidad very soon. I go to look to see how they treat Guyanese. I go to all, remember I started my work, just I go to all them Caribbean countries to see how they treat Guyanese. Because remember, most people know, the immigration people don't necessarily know me and who I am, but I going through. Regular Guyanese, I come from Guyana, I come here to see what's going on. And I'll be looking at that. We gotta be cognizant, because I'm there and I'm feeling the energy. I'm feeling the unity between Prime Minister Motley and President Ali. But here I saying, we clearing up all these old issues before we move forward. I'm feeling the positive vibes, and I know we're going to go in a positive direction. Right? I'm feeling the good vibes. Everybody felt the vibes last night. But are we moving forward in a fashion that nobody are left with water under the heart? So my number is 622-7740. Give me your take. What's hot, what's not? Yeah, Trinidad, I ever Trinidad. Don't worry, I went to Trinidad on more than one occasion. But we will no longer. Hey, buddy, whoever is it we doing this morning, we got to limit your time to 5 minutes because we got serious discussion. Talk to me.
Pleasant good morning, and I like your spirit that we are slated to be a rich and wealthy country. Well, investors coming across the world into Guyana. We have Guyanese lining up and flock the embassy to go abroad. The next available visitor visa date is till 2023 August. We need to let these people know opportunities here. We have land, we have development, you have income coming stream. You have so much thing happen. You know, people have to think, like you said, Guyanese cannot want to lose out on opportunities. Well, the foreigners coming in and trying to capture.
Good morning, Junior. Good morning to you. I hear you, Harbour John. I hear you. And it is very, look, I'm there last night. You know, yeah. I spoke to the American ambassador. I spoke to the British High Commissioner. These people have high hopes and expectations for Guyana. Now, I don't know much about the British High Commissioner, but I know the American ambassador very well. She stood up. She was attacked. The PNC tried to rip she apart when she stood up for democracy. Right? So these people are there also, but they're also there. That's what diplomacy is about. To make sure their countries have a foothold. Their people get an in. So as much as they have a good interest in democracy, democracy entails that. And are we going to be caught up in a whirlwind whereas all of these people all over the world know of Guyana's opportunities and Guyanese still they're running around with the opposition, running them out and hollering. I want the opposition I want the opposition in hey, telling we opportunities that exist that they're missing out on. Because they could see things that we can't see. They've been in government, they know how governments run, they have them, they know what the funds look like. They know what kind of turnover the ministries do. Who better to talk for accountability and transparency than the opposition? But first they got to come clean. They can't be playing a dirty game anymore. You understand?
Well, if they love the opposition have supporters too, but if they love them so much, they gotta let them know about the opportunity here rather than, like you said, the foreign investor coming in. I think the US have a Chamber of Commerce now.
Yes.
In Georgetown. That's mean they see business, and by seeing that, when we running around about what's taking place here and trying to be negative, you have a big budget. I'm writing something up here of over $500 billion. Now, remember, all 10 regions is slated to benefit you. Everybody member of parliament from both sides, they has a mandate is to represent the constituency, make representation, make sure the people capitalize. Not when the foreigner come here, they're going to say, they're going to cry wolf and say we're giving out all the lands. You must take advantage of what's resource available. We talk about the infrastructure open up all over. Once there is infrastructure, there's going to be land for you to grab and develop. Because if you have the foreign mentality trying to run around the world and look for settlement, that opportunity is not here. Eventually, by the time you're ready to come back, the foreigners...
The opportunity will be gone.
On the verge of making money.
Harbor I hear you. We talk. Let me do this again tomorrow. So, hear what I'm saying. Me talking about y'all go. Some of y'all is just hustlers and strugglers. Are you go along your way? This country need to be get rid of some people indeed. You understand? It's unfortunate that there are no laws that allow us to get rid of some of y'all and send y'all to Guantanamo Bay or some desolate island. How are you stupid? Right? I am talking. Now, remember, I don't roll in these circles. Honestly, this is the first time I went to cocktail. Right? But I'm seeing what people are doing. Rubbing shoulders, people exchanging cards, people getting to know people doing things. I'm asking myself, what are Guyanese doing? A lot of Guyanese businessmen were there and so on. Right? But more of you have to have that. More networking has to be done. We need to have more networking done among us. Right? More Guyanese have to form groups that they can leverage these brokerage, these brokering deals. Guyanese businesses have to form groups and say, well, here, we is this group, we is the group, and this, we want this, we want to see this. You understand? When I'm seeing these people, when somebody comes to your country, you need to host them, and I'm feeling the energy between Prime Minister Motley and the President. But I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, the President has a good working relationship with the Barbadian Prime Minister. Are they, Is it too close? Will the president's good friendship with the Barbados Prime Minister overshadow us getting what really is deserving of us? Look at Barbados. Barbados has to bring thing. They got to bring thing to the table. Anybody coming got come with something to the table. I understand what's going on. We're going to be friends. Let bygones be bygones. But you have to bring something to the table. We got oil. Pandits say oil. Somebody said Guyanese do a lot of damage to them islands. Free house and no, they are not free in Guyana, but there are lots of opportunities. Money is going to be circling if you just catering. I can only imagine the person who catered yesterday for the thing. Security. There's so much opportunities that exist in Guyana today. How do you capitalize on that? First thing we gotta do, let me tell you how the makeup is. You make sure the small man get a fair share. That's the first thing. The small man. We work diligently to eradicate poverty. Now, in the eradication of poverty, everybody is like, oh God, them now I work there. No. You have a lot of people because they don't have education, because they have not been afforded certain opportunities, they get a slow start. Right? Because of drugs, because of bad company, all of them. It's percentages of people who have not been afforded the right opportunities. I left them out. People who work in and deserving of opportunities. Hello, good morning.
Hello, is this Craig?
Yeah, you can't be listening to me in the background. I want to talk to me.
I just wanted to make sure I got you. I just want to ask you a quick question. I mean, right now the commercial loans in Guyana is over 16%. I mean, yes, there are Guyanese with ideas and want to invest and all that. So when you have the rates at that high, I mean, are they working or are they addressing it?
Let me be honest with you. Dear. The banks in this country has been reaping and ripping the Guyanese people. Don't worry. They're going to bring in...
Because I invest in Guyana right now. I bring in cars from Japan.
No, but here, don't worry though. Them white banner, Bank of America and some come here, and you're going to see all of them go catch yourself.
And that's what I think. A lot of Guyanese have great ideas, but it's just that they don't have the capital or they don't have the power to actually get the money.
Bring the CK for
money.
money.
If they start working on addressing those issues, then the Guyanese investors or the small man will be able to invest and get the loans that they need at low rates so they can do the investment that they need to invest in.
Don't worry, we can get it right.
Right,
the part with them and the greed, when it comes to the bankers and the greed, let's come here. Right? I know what will happen to them. They gonna wake up a day, you understand? And Bank of America is the person who giving all the loans. So we got Dr. Mandeep Roy joining us. Yeah, buddy, we talk.
That's something really that needs to be addressed, because I know a lot of Guyanese want to come in and really want to work and really want to speak, and get things done, but it's just because of the capital is one of the major concerns,
We gotta get it started out. Because I paying the same 16% right now, and I think it's too much.
It is too much because I am lending, with cars, you're lending about 15 or 40%. How are you going to take the commercial loans in the bank at 16? What kind of money are you going to be making? Then you squeeze in the man who's buying the cars from you. Because now he has to pay a higher rate if you are doing the financing. Because you got to pay back the bank.
Cool, buddy. I hear you. Let me open up on this on a whole discussion on this specific thing and financing and better financing in Guyana. We talk.
Exactly. And when that is addressed, then we're going to be able to, do better.
Cool.
As a whole, as a people.
Roger that.
All right, take care.
Hey Mandeep, how was you had breakfast?
Yeah, it was good. So the conference is starting tomorrow, mainly at the Marriott. And at the moment, there are tons of investors coming in, you know, completely not just pan-Caribbean, but across. Like, everybody wants to see what's possible with Guyana, how can they work.
I was just talking about that because last night, my experience there last night, and you know, when I'm in the midst of things, by the way, welcome. Well, here now, y'all know by now, Mandip is like family here, so you just fall in, right?
I'm grateful for that, yeah. And the fact that I drank the black water and I'm back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them Amranian people tell you if you drink the black water, it always come back again. So, welcome back.
So I'm going to drink again after this.
So, I'm there last night.
Yes. Where? First, describe it. Describe what it's like.
So, I'm impressed by... Firstly, let me say, I've never went to anything like that.
Okay, so set the scene. What are we talking about? Just so that people know.
So what is it called?
Palm Court.
Palm Court. No. The event.
It's called a cocktail. Cocktail, basically, to welcome the two.
Okay, so it was a cocktail to welcome the Prime Minister of Barbados, right? It was held at Palm Court. So we went over there.
Sponsored by the private industry.
No, this is not. Me advertising them. Let me.
Okay, fine.
Right. Mandip goes more into detail, but I'm telling you because this is what my interest. She's gonna tell you her interest, but this is my interest. So we go in there, Guyanese interest, and former mayors, a lot of people I know, a lot of people from the business community, and people from Barbados, government officials, and Barbados business community too. I met a guy from Dubai.
The private equity gentleman.
Private equity guy, I met, right? So I'm there, and Mia Motley comes in, you know, shoulders was rubbed at party thing. It's my first time going to an event of such. I don't do dinners, that's not me.
He looked really smart.
You understand?
It was really nice that he did it.
So, I'm there, and I'm thinking, so, my thing is purpose. Always purpose. What's the thing? Why doing here? I could have been sleeping. Why am I smiling with somebody or saying hi? What's the reason, right? No, because it's my first time. Man didn't know why she's doing that. She writes articles. She's meeting new people. If she's going to go to Barbados, she would have met this person. So this is how it's done, right? Nothing's wrong with what they're doing. Then Mia Motley gives her speech. Very impressive speech. Then the president gives a little speech. Very impressive. By the way, the British High Commission is there. The American ambassador is there. You got everybody who is who there. And I'm thinking now, so what would cause this? Yes, it's an event. People come, people get to know each other. It's kind of networking thing. But how do you benefit from this? And I'm looking to see the Guyanese who could really turn around their life, right? I'm listening to Mia Motley, impressive. I'm looking at her relationship with Ali, impressive. And I'm asking myself, are we as Guyanese gonna be given a fair share from this relationship? I ain't got time for the Barbados thing.
Okay.
Right? I'm thinking President Ali has to make sure he's not totally oblivious to all the experiences we've had with different countries in the world. Because I still got, I'm talking to the American ambassador and they denied me American visa 2 times.
So, okay, today is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. And yesterday was all about these two leaders building an incredible relationship. And they've had that relationship for some years now. And it started with many things, but one of the things was the fact that Mia Motley really stood up as a friend. And one thing that President Irfan Ali said yesterday was that we've got a real friend in Mia Motley, like an exemplary friend, a friend who will stand up for you when you're in trouble, a friend who will be there when things aren't looking good, a friend who will step in when she needs to step in or when he needs to step in. So today is about relationships, friendships. It's about relationships. And I think that this whole week is about cementing relationships. So if you have Suriname, the president of Suriname coming in, President Chan, you have Ghana, the president of Ghana coming in. It was a significant moment to think that these 4 leaders are getting together and creating solidifying their bond. These are the first trips that these people are taking after the pandemic. Where do they choose to come? To Guyana. Who do they choose to
Not
form?
by accident.
No, not by accident.
The Smell Isle.
Okay, we can... Look, I think that yesterday they were talking about a symbiotic relationship where, let's say, for example, tourists who come to Barbados. Well, look, Barbados doesn't have the incredible rainforest that we have here. Barbados doesn't have, like, it could be a real win-win for everyone. They have 300,000 people, 280,000 living in Barbados, but 1.7 million visitors a year. Wouldn't that be wonderful if that relationship meant that
But
could open up and
Mandy,
those
you
people
are
come back?
here from the UK. We're talking
But
about that relationship now with Barbados. We used to have problems here.
Okay.
We used to be hungry. Do you notice? Put you on a sideline when you go there. These are the things I'm talking about.
Okay.
I am there and I'm seeing our president and Mia Motley.
Yeah.
And I realize this relationship that is developed, not developing, developed, right? It's a good thing. I'm looking at the body language. I'm hearing what they're saying about each other. There's a really positive thing. What I want to know, do the people of Barbados, is enough being done to transfer to the people of Barbados in them understanding that we ain't playing no second role no more? Because what they used to do, when we come, we was just like their neighbor, right? And the white man is be passing through us. He important because he's a tourist. We ain't no immigrants no more. We got island. You gotta be very careful about how you're dealing with we. Because we're not gonna accept that anymore. I'm seeing what's going on at the top. It has to be transferred to the citizens. Guyanese have to know we in paragons of virtue. When you go, you act in a certain manner, and we need to develop our country that way.
Yes.
But whatever it is, it gotta be what we call ya you, ya me. Both we got to put in.
Yeah.
Nobody looking down at we no more.
Yes.
We in there.
Yes.
Right?
So this relationship is being formed at the top, yes, but it's also being formed at industry level at the bottom, right? There are businesses forming relationships, there are citizens forming relationships. So it's happening at different levels, and it's up to us to decide what that looks like. But I think a relationship is always two ways, but at different times. Right? It's give and take, but at slightly different times depending on. And remember what Guyana stands for. It stands for not being transactional. And relationships are built when they're not transactional. You know, we are not about what do we get back, how much do we give, shall we calculate this? And they're much better that way, right?
No, not necessarily.
Okay, you were just talking about cars yesterday. How you don't have a fleet of cars, but you know you would look after a friend when they come in. And likewise, you would want to be looked after all over the world. And you will be, and you have been, and it will continue that way. So you don't want to put a price on that.
No, but why I spoke about it? Because if I was the kind of person who had an interest in these, I could get lost in there. I could take two cards, look to see what opportunities I could get, and get lost. Who comes out back and tell the people, listen to me? The people are in there, are in love, and they're drunk. And you're going to be left out. You understand? Not that that was the situation last time. Now I'm saying, you're going there. Me being a person who has to stand and tell the people, this is what it's about. Just been to Barbados. This morning, somebody called me and said, Critic, Barbados used to treat you this way. I said, all right, we're going in a different direction. And I'm hoping what Prime Minister Motley is seeing is the need to right the wrongs. You're not going to apologize for that. They had me in slavery. But we will not accept certain behavior.
Right.
Simple as that, right? So I'm there, and why I'm talking about it this morning, because I'm thinking the drinks, the hors d'oeuvres, you know, you're having a nice time. You could become lost in this. I'm thinking their world, because this is not my world. And I'm thinking they're there, up at the top. Are they totally oblivious to what happened in the past? No, it has to be visited. Or not revisited, but visited to know how we're going to move forward in the future.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And I think because of the position where we are, if you're looking at the at the board from a certain angle, Barbados got to come bearing gifts. We ain't bringing no collect nobody with you problem. I know what's going on. I told the Barbadians, I said the immigrants of today are going to be the tourists of tomorrow. So when Mia Motley said Guyanese ain't coming no more,
yes,
she wasn't totally correct, because they're going to be coming but in a different capacity, and you might even benefit more from them because they're going to be coming to spend money.
She meant as in they're not coming to do the work.
Anymore. Well, they're going to find somebody else to do that. We ain't going to be laboring all our life. This is our time now.
Exactly. So
right?
they're going to do their work.
So because it's not Barbados alone. When we're talking about this, it's in a geopolitical context.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody wants a piece. Now, we're talking about Barbados, but they got many Trinidadian companies rushing coming on here. A man tell me that Trinidadian people, they're Trinidadian businessmen who born and grow in Trinidad, looking back for their lineage in Guyana. Because if you got a grandmother or somebody you could tie back, they're looking. You imagine you didn't got no time with Guyana? No. You're looking to see where your grandmother.
No, but many people have roots in Guyana. Like even Mia said her grandfather. They're like, there seems to be a lot of
in the Caribbean, yes. But you didn't care before. My worry is, do Guyanese, like we're here still squabbling over small things. Do they realize the importance of where we are right now? The opportunities that exist. They got to understand that. And that is what I'm trying to explain to the people here. Know your worth. We got to stop squabbling, got we in fightings, and look at here. We can host the world.
You are. This week, 31 different nationalities have come in.
Good. Right? Now, we have had so many problems because of a great section of our politicians lack vision. Vic is here. Vic Finance is here.
I just met him.
You met him?
Yeah.
He's here. Great guy. You spoke to him or just hello now?
No, I spoke to him. He told me that you mentioned me, etc., etc.
Okay,
we're going to
cool.
do the red couch, etc.
Cool. Yeah. When we go there, you're going to do the red couch in Barbados.
Yeah.
So, everybody is coming because... Oh, you give your card?
Yeah. Since we're talking about him, might as well.
Yeah. So Vic Finance, guys, is market vendor, and he's here in Guyana. I'm going to bring him in the studio as soon the opportunity presents itself. And he's Capital Media HD 99.3 FM in Barbados. And when you go to Barbados, just tune in, and right away you'll get nice music. You'll get, know what's going on in Barbados. I give my take, and I'm very adamant. I wake up this morning and I'm trying to remember the people I met. Was the purpose? How is this country going to be moving forward? What role do I play in it? You give me your take.
So I feel as though, although it's right to remember the past, I don't want the past to hold anyone back, especially not here. I'd like people to be able to move forward in a way that this country works for you. So, yes, you can be cynical and think, oh, everyone's sniffing around at our oil, this we don't like. This is what's kind of happening. But there was a time when we had to ask people to excavate and find that oil, right? We had to really wait a long time for that oil too, because it takes a lot of money to even find the oil in the first place. And secondly, that oil is just the beginning. I believe there's a lot more, but people have to cover their costs to make it work. So it's really easy once you have found it to say, oh, now this is ours, and now let's see how much we can get for it. And I'm not saying don't do that, but I'm just saying we need to make it a win-win for everyone, because life is only good when you have relationships going forward with you. No man, no country, no island can do anything alone. And yesterday they spoke about 25% of agriculture, making sure it comes from here. Like if you look at President Irfan Ali's policies, it's all about being sustainable, right? Making sure that then he's not just thinking, how can I provide enough food for my country? He's thinking, how can I export to the rest of the Caribbean? How can I make sure that I create trade links above and beyond oil? Like, oil is just the beginning. But we want to do this in a sustainable manner so that you have income, so that your country is flourishing, no matter what the Western world says about fossil fuel. No matter how much people say, you know, that's a thing of the past, or we're moving on to different forms of energy. We don't just want to be reliant on one form of income, neither it be oil or gas or gold or anything. We want to make sure it's completely diversified. We can stand on our own 2 feet, but that other countries and other people are reliant on what we're providing. And I think that's the type of relationship you want, because you are stronger together.
You see, how I see it, and I don't want any opportunity to be missed. So, the oil and the revenue arriving from this oil is one thing. That is going to deal with infrastructure and development for the country, better healthcare system, everything. And I continue to see the president's vision rolling out, but I don't want to forget what my fight is for them to deliver, because this same administration in a past time became complacent. So it's not only looking at them and having the best, interest in seeing them move forward with the hope of having Guyana move forward, but opportunities as a result. Here, everybody's going to come here. You'll have millions of people coming here, and they're not going to make it. Not everybody's going to make it. Not everybody makes it anywhere. Everybody who've been to Dubai didn't make it. Some people they don't. But how do we as Guyanese, outside of the oil revenues, how do we capitalize on this whirlwind that's going on? It's a storm now. You understand?
So, for example, we have just talked, the reason they capped it at just 31 nationalities or just 1,500 people is because we don't have the infrastructure yet. I don't know if anyone's been out on the streets. I know today we're doing this from the studio, but it is busy out there. Like, there's a lot of traffic just coming back and forth. We don't have enough hotel rooms at the moment to host how many people want to come. We don't have enough infrastructure. Like,
let me tell you where that problem lies.
Go ahead.
This government has vision, and that comes from dirty politics. There's a guy I call TikTok Glenn, and all he does is cost the Marriott. Now here, you are here as witness in this country that the Marriott is filled, a hotel that ain't done, they had to finish it up, the people in the hat, I'm talking to Vic. And Vic is ask them to hold for me, I'm coming out there. And Vic is asking for pillows.
Yes.
Right?
Because that hotel hasn't finished yet. This is the new Pegasus.
Hold for me. Hello?
I'll explain it.
Hello? There's something going on. Yeah.
It hasn't finished. They're asking everyone they just quickly finished it up in order to just accommodate the people, right? But it hasn't even finished yet. There's not a chair in the lobby. Breakfast isn't being served. Everyone's going to the old Pegasus for normal facilities. Even the internet was down yesterday.
Let's wrap this up. And we're going to do this evening. We're going to do something this evening. What are we doing today? What are y'all?
So essentially the conference begins tomorrow. Today there's a lot of bilateral, like one-to-ones, so that we're talking about different sectors building relationships so that everyone can benefit. It shouldn't just be about what the government is thinking, what the government wants, and it shouldn't matter how complacent the government gets. Your future is in your hands, right? So each and every person is trying to see how can we build relationships so that it's a true win-win. So that's what's happening.
So guys, thank you for tuning in. I got something just come up there. It's okay? The waiter again. But still, I'm basically hungover, so I need to get some breakfast. And what I want to do today is really get an idea, and you got a better idea than me, of who doing what, where they're going, what's the plan, so we could really give Guyanese a play-by-play what this is about,
yes.
And they could know, because these things now, we're basically excluded. You got 31 countries come here. They never had no reason to come here before. But
we
you
don't need to
realize...
think, why are we thinking we're excluded? They're coming here.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure Guyanese understand what they're coming for.
Yeah.
They're looking at up. I want to know why the people from Dubai are here. What is the capital of ventures? What does that mean? What's it?
So
Do we have people with large sums of money who want
let me
do
tell you
an investment here?
Let me tell you that. So a venture capitalist. So today is more about entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are generally funded by venture capitalists. Venture capitalists are those who invest in good ideas, good resources, good people, good founders. So these people are coming in with money. It was really interesting how someone yesterday from the private sector said, we want other countries' money coming in here. And that's the opportunity right now, right? People are thinking, who can we invest in? For example, we're talking about logistics. If there isn't good infrastructure on the ground, like bus services, taxi services, car services, then people want to say, well, how can we create that? How can we make sure that Guyana is up and running? This is our first energy conference. By the second one, we want to be really booming. By the third one, imagine where we could be. So it's that type of what we don't. What do you
mean? Imagine where we could be. We'd be with Jeff Bezos going to Mars.
We don't need to go to Mars. Whatever you want to do. But you see my point. You see my point. So we want to welcome the world not with suspicion. We want to welcome the world so that we truly build something that works for both.
Yo, man, they talk like she's Guyanese. We.
Hey, I'm back. I'm back within 3 weeks. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
That's a big deal. I'd never been here before.
So, guys, we're going to go through something a little more structured this evening. And yes, I'm going to be on this evening. And I'm going to be giving you a ball by ball how the day went. And get a better understanding of how we as Guyanese can capitalize on the opportunities that are being offered. I think that's all we need to think about for this week. We've just had the largest budget. And you know, everybody's here now. Guyanese see the need for hotels. Now we see. Imagine if all the hotels are booked, every room in Guyana is booked. Imagine if
people wanted to come and they
yes, they had to limit people because we don't have place to keep people.
But where's Airbnb
in Guyana?
Yeah,
they got a lot. They got a lot.
Yeah,
those are booked up. Uber?
Yeah.
No Uber here.
But we could, right? Like any person who's got a car could be Uber.
Yeah. We're getting there. We're going to work.
But that's great, right? Like that's what I mean about everything being in individuals' hands. And yesterday, I hope everyone saw that all those speeches, they're not private. It's not like something's happening in a hidden court and no one else can hear it. I made sure it's on Facebook Live. I learned from you. I put the whole thing on Facebook Live. So I hope you go see it at Mandeep Rai author page. All of the 5 speeches are there.
Beautiful. Cool. You guys take care.
This is for you.
Until this evening, Mandeep, thanks for coming back to Guyana and thanks for your input in our development. Yeah.
Peace.